Senate District, Coruscant. Evening rush hour speeder traffic shimmers outside the permaglass windows, but inside the grand convocation chamber, the air is already electric. A shimmering holoprojector flickers to life mid-debate, and without warning, plays Anakin Skywalker's private recording. Palpatine's voice slithering through the darkness, admitting he is Darth Sidious, architect of war. Gasps ricochet across 1,000 Senate pods. Orenfried Todd drops his snack basket of Meilu Run wedges. Mon Mothma slaps a hand over her mouth. Even Mas Amedda's forked tongue freezes. At that instant, Admiral Tarkin's datapad pings. Order 65 eligible. Chancellor judged treasonous. The Admiral lifts one eyebrow as if he's been waiting years to press that button. He does. Clone troopers of the 501st pivot as their HUDs update. Program loyalty meets a single legal override. Apprehend, or if necessary, remove the Chancellor. But Mace Windu is faster. Lightsabers ignite violet, green, blue, and chartreuse, because Kit Fisto insists his blade counts as chartreuse, never plain green. The strike team storms the Chancellor's suite. Saesee Tin mutters, "At least I ironed my robes for this." Palpatine stands behind his desk, hood down, no more masks to peel away.
"So it begins,"
he hisses, summoning the Crimson Blade. The duel ignites every surveillance feed in the Senate Annex. Free public holonet coverage, ratings through the roof. Windu's Vapad channels righteous fury. Kit Fisto's grin widens as he parries one-handed. Agan Kolar slides in low. Saesee Tin, forever the pragmatist, simply tries not to die first. When Windu finally drives his saber through Palpatine's chest, every energy conduit in the office shorts with a shriek. Darth Sidious collapses, cloak pooling like spilled ink. For one heartbeat, the galaxy holds its breath. Then the clones arrive, not to congratulate, but to arrest. Order 65 said capture, not execute. Wrist binders click shut on Jedi wrist faster than you can say technicality. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you're enjoying this content so far, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch these videos without subscribing. Imagine what we could accomplish if everyone subscribed. We thank you for your continued support. Dragged before the full Senate, Windu faces acting Chancellor Mas Amedda and newly appointed Security Director Wilhuff Tarkin. Amidda's voice booms. "Master Windu, you are to deliver the Chancellor alive!" Windu squares his shoulders. "A live Sith Lord inside these halls? My apologies for solving the problem permanently." A ripple of uneasy laughter. Tarkin doesn't smile. "The Republic is not improved by vigilantism, Master Jedi. Henceforth, military command reverts to a civilian high command." Kit Fisto leans toward Windu. "On the bright side, I always wanted a vacation." Agan Kolar whispers, "You die on vacation." "No, I nap on vacation. Huge difference." Anakin Skywalker, still wrestling with the guilt of nearly siding with Palpatine, steps forward. "Give the Council one standard week to create a transition plan. Let them prove their loyalty." The motion passes. Barely. Back at the temple, Council chambers feel smaller than ever. Obi-Wan consults the war map. Plo Koon suggests scattering younglings. Yoda nods gravely and tasks Ahsoka Tano, freshly reinstated, to shepherd them to refuge on Kashyyyk. Even in crisis, Jedi humor endures. Depa Billaba quips, "If we survive you, Skywalker, I'm buying stock in Miracle Bacta." While Masters debate, clone commanders linger outside, helmets under arms. Without chips forcing loyalty, they're unsure whom to salute. Commander Cody finally shrugs and salutes everyone. Can't go wrong that way. Midnight, Cocoa Town. Rain turns neon signs into bleeding aurora. Mace and Anakin meet Senator Hali, a junior Alderaanian who looks like she borrowed Bail Organa's courage. She warns that Amedda and Tarkin intend to eliminate the Separatist Council, blame the Jedi, then replace all clones with conscripts too patriotic to question orders. Before she can hand over the data pack, the Coruscant Guard gunship screams overhead. Blaster bolts cut the night. Hali falls, still clutching the data pack. Windu's saber flashes, deflecting fire. Anakin holsters his. He opts for force-propelled Duracrete tiles. Less lethal, more dramatic. Of course, he shouts, "Now this is reconsidering diplomacy." Their escape, edited to remove the part where clones fired first, hits the holonet a cycle later. Jedi fugitives attack loyal troopers. Public opinion swings like a gun-dark tale. Yoda senses the storm. Within hours, legions of clones surround the temple. Heavy walkers set bracing struts. Gunships hover. Yoda steps on the balcony, amplifying his voice through the troops. "Troops of the Grand Army, proof we have of chips that bind your will. Choose you must, freedom or slavery." Inside the control tower, Windu slices into the holofeed, broadcasting Kaminoan research logs, inhibitor chips, contingency orders, including the infamous 66. Silence blankets the plaza. Commander Bly is first to drop his rifle. Dominoes fall. Helmets are removed, eyes wide as if waking from a dream they never agreed to. The siege dissolves into a quiet, embarrassed stand-down. Clone troopers stack weapons in neat rows. Army regulations die hard. Far across the galaxy, Anakin and Obi-Wan reach Mustafar in Obi-Wan's battered Eta II Actis that still smells of fried buzz droid. They find the Separatist Council barricaded inside the control center, Wat Tambor wobbling, Newt Gunray sweating through starched collar, Hoggle the Lesser chittering. Kenobi tries diplomacy. "Gentle beings, we can end this war without another blaster fired." Gunray sputters. "You expect us to surrender to Jedi? We've seen your prosecution rates." Anakin deadpans. "Hey, we're trending upward. 50-50 if you include plea bargains." Just then, Mace Windu's private commando unit crashes through the viewpoint. Heavily armed, distinctive bone-white armor. Their orders: kill all witnesses. The ensuing melee is intimate, brutal, and cramped. Electro-staff crackles against blue lightsaber. Commando vibroblades spark off Obi-Wan's gauntlet. Anakin force yanks a thermal detonator mid-arc, flicks it back like a golfer satisfied with par, and the blast folds two commandos into the lava haze outside. When the smoke clears, the CIS leaders crouch behind the Jedi, realizing who their best hope actually is. Obi-Wan slides cuff on Tambor with a polite, "Sorry about the mess," while Anakin records a confession. CIS surrender contingent on fair trial. Jedi guardianship, no summary executions allowed. On Coruscant, panic roils the Senate. Holobanners scream contradictory headlines. Sith conspiracy, Jedi rebellion, clone insurrection. Take a cruise to Naboo, special rates. Amid chaos, Senator Padme Amidala calmly calls for a snap election. She cites Naboo's rotating monarch tradition. Change in leadership prevents tyranny. The chamber, still haunted by Sidious's betrayal, agrees. Elections fling the usual political hollow-ads. Bail Organa hugging orphans, Gideon Danu endorsing droid rights, Mace Windu promising safety and order. But it's Senator Alicia Barana from Chandrila, little known, scandal-free, who speaks to exhausted citizens. A Jedi-led peace or bureaucrat-led empire. Choose. Exhaustion votes for her in drones. Barana's first act: suspend charges against the Jedi Order pending inquiry. Second, demand transparent negotiations with the CIS, mediated by Jedi and independent mediators like Mon Cala Admiral Radis, who mostly types in all caps and shouts "course plot set" at everything. The armistice talks convene aboard the Resolute over neutral Naboo orbit. Mace Windu, shoulders still stiff from binders, opens. "This galaxy has choked on political ambition. Let's clear the airway." Obi-Wan coughs politely. "Perhaps a less anatomical metaphor, Master Windu." Poggle proposes a droid demobilization timetable. Kit Fisto counters with clone severance packages. Wat Tambor demands Techno-Union patents remain proprietary. Anakin raises an eyebrow. "Buddy, we just discovered your accounting software is literally spyware." Even the driest sections are peppered with clones making side bets in the corridor over how many hours before someone flips a table. By day 3, an accord takes shape. CIS systems retain regional autonomy under Republic oversight. Droid armies decommissioned under Jedi supervision, Clones gain full citizenship and the right to refuse orders that conflict with galactic law. Tarkin storms out, muttering about chaos masquerading as liberty. Mace Windu issues a statement blaming merchants and monks. But there's unfinished business. Windu's court-martial for killing Palpatine. That tribunal convenes under 1,000 holocams. Tarkin prosecutes, arguing precedent, protocol, proprietary, anything with the letter P. Yoda defends, concise as ever. End the Sith threat, Windu did. End of statement. The vote ties. The deciding nod comes from an unexpected corner. Anakin. He stands, voice trembling with the weight of what might have happened. Masters follow force, soldiers follow orders. When those paths diverged, Mace Windu chose what protected us all. He pauses, adds with a wry half-smile. And if that means fewer staff meetings, I'm for it. Gavel strikes. Windu cleared. 6 months later, Coruscant dawn washes over rebuilt Senate spires. Instead of Imperial banners, the old blue and gold Republic crest hangs renewed, slightly wrinkled because R2-D2 refused to borrow an actual ironing unit. Clone veterans, now volunteers, march alongside recommissioned judicial guards in a Founding Day parade. The Jedi Order, trimmed and introspective, trains a smaller corps focused on diplomacy and defense, not generalship. Ahsoka and the younglings return. They gasp as temple halls resonate with laughter instead of war briefings. Even the mortuary wing, burned after the siege that wasn't, has been replanted as a luminous garden of kyber-infused trees. Yoda patrols the path, cane-tapping roots. Rogue we all must, he muses, especially bureaucrats. Anakin and Padme stroll the gallery overlooking the avenue, newborn twins in their arms. Anakin whispers, "We almost lost everything." Padme squeezes his cybernetic fingers. "Almost only counts in Dejaric and pod racing, my love." Obi-Wan appears, shifting to uncle mode. "Let's hope your kids favor your diplomatic skills, and your mother's patience." Anakin smirks. "With my piloting instincts." Obi-Wan rolls his eyes. "May the Force help us all." Down below, Kit Fisto narrates the parade to a group of wide-eyed initiates. "Kids, that float represents the Treaty of Naboo, and that one, Cake Speeder, represents, dessert diplomacy." Night falls. HoloNet commentators tally the day. No Empire, no Sith, just a fragile republic with fresh scar tissue and a surprising sense of humor. Somewhere deep in the archives, Jocasta Nu files a new holocron, the Sidious Crisis, resolved by Order 65. The record ends with Windu's own words, etched for posterity. "When the Force shows you a forked road, take the branch that scares you, not the one that scares others." And in the quiet of the Council spire, the Force hums, not a triumphant fanfare, but a steady heartbeat, as if the galaxy itself has sighed in relief. Fade-up orchestral swell, twin suns cresting the horizon. History nearly slid into darkness, but with a single breath, a single decision, the light held its ground. Remember that, traveler, when your own shadow looms long. If you enjoyed this journey through what might have been, don't forget to subscribe. Together, we'll explore more tales that celebrate the galaxy far, far away. May the Force be with you, always.